Captain Trell of the Galactic Confederation vessel Equanimity prided himself on his species' logical approach to existence. As the most advanced civilization in the known universe, the Silicans had evolved beyond what they considered the primitive entanglements of emotion. Their rational minds had carried them to technological marvels that spanned galaxies, and yet the small blue planet in their view screen contained a mystery they couldn't solve. Approach with caution, Trell instructed his crew. These humans are unpredictable. This was the fifth diplomatic vessel the Confederation had sent to Earth. The previous four had returned with confusing reports that Trell had dismissed as exaggeration. Humans couldn't possibly be as described. No species could function with such emotional extremes. The landing party consisted of Trell, his science officer Mox, and their diplomatic liaison Ven. They had studied Earth culture extensively, learning that humans valued direct communication and physical gestures called handshakes. The Confederation had encountered thousands of species, but reports suggested humans were unique in ways their data couldn't capture. They materialized in a designated first contact facility in a place called Geneva. Their hosts, a delegation of Earth's United Nations, waited with expressions that Trell's training identified as anticipation and excitement. One human stepped forward. Commander Alex Reed, Earth's appointed ambassador. "Welcome to Earth," Alex said, extending a hand. Trell reciprocated the gesture, then froze as his neural receptors processed the unexpected surge of information. Through the simple touch, he detected an overwhelming cascade of emotional data: hope, fear, pride, curiosity, all simultaneously present in the human's biochemical signature. Mox, monitoring Trell's vital signs, stepped forward. "Captain." Trell composed himself. "Fascinating. Your emotional spectrum is extensive." Alex smiled. "We're a passionate species." Over the next days, the aliens observed human interactions with increasing bewilderment. They witnessed humans laughing until tears formed, an inexplicable physical reaction to amusement. They saw anger transform instantly to compassion, fear give way to courage, and sorrow blend seamlessly with joy in what humans called bittersweet moments. "It's inefficient," Mox declared during their private evening briefing. "How can a species advance technologically when their decision-making is clouded by such emotional chaos?" And yet, Ven countered, they've achieved spaceflight and unified their planet despite their differences. On the fifth day, their scheduled tour included a human musical performance, a concert featuring what humans called a symphony orchestra. The aliens sat in the diplomatic box, scanning the audience of nearly 2,000 humans who had gathered to listen to organized sound vibrations. The lights dimmed, and the musicians began. Trell's species possessed superior auditory capabilities compared to humans, but nothing in his extensive training had prepared him for what happened next. The music began softly, strings creating harmonic patterns that his analytical mind appreciated for their mathematical precision. But as the composition built, adding brass and percussion, he experienced something entirely unknown. His neural pathways, designed for logical processing, began firing in patterns he couldn't control. The music wasn't just sound, it was becoming asterisk feeling asterisk. When the composition reached its climax, Trell glanced at his companions and saw they were similarly affected. More shocking still were his scans of the human audience. Their brains were lighting up in complex patterns, each human experiencing the music uniquely yet collectively. Afterward, Alex noticed the aliens' distress. "Did you not enjoy Beethoven's Ninth Symphony?" "It was overwhelming," Trell admitted. "How do you function with such constant emotional input?" Alex smiled. "We don't just function, we thrive on it. Our emotions aren't separate from our intellect, they're integral to it. Our greatest scientific breakthroughs came from passion, curiosity, and even love." That night, Trell made an unprecedented decision. He would experience human emotion firsthand, without his neural suppressors. Against all protocol, he disconnected his emotional dampeners. The effect was immediate and staggering. Memories he processed as mere data suddenly carried weight and meaning. The concert he'd witnessed transformed from acoustic patterns into something profound that resonated through his being. At the final diplomatic meeting, Trell addressed the human delegation with new understanding. We came believing ourselves superior because we had eliminated emotion from our decision-making. We saw your feelings as evolutionary baggage, inefficient and primitive. He paused, experiencing what he now recognized as humility. We were wrong. The Confederation report, transmitted across galaxies that night, contained a recommendation that stunned the Galactic Council. Humans were to be granted immediate membership in the Confederation, not as junior partners, but as equals. The report concluded that human capacity for emotional intelligence represents not an evolutionary deficiency, but an advancement we had not recognized. Their ability to feel deeply while still reasoning clearly is not a contradiction, but a synthesis our civilization has forgotten. The human's emotional depth grants them perspectives our purely logical approach has missed. They can imagine possibilities we cannot conceptualize, feel connections we cannot measure, and find meaning where we see only efficiency. As the Equanimity departed Earth orbit, Captain Trell stood at the viewport, watching the blue planet recede. For the first time in his centuries-long existence, he felt what humans called awe and wonder. The most advanced minds in the galaxy had just discovered they weren't the most complete ones. And in that moment, everything changed.